I'm delighted to be with all of you. My name is Andrew Roraback. First, I want to introduce Jeffrey Chase. Jeff, can you raise your hand, please? Jeffrey is a tracker with the Democratic State Central Committee. Jeffrey has been following me everywhere I go, both at the state capitol and in the district, hoping that I'll say something that I regret. He's filming every word that I say, and that comes with the territory. I'm not surprised, because the day before I announced my candidacy to be your congressman, the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee in Washington filed a Freedom of Information request with the legislative branch of government in Hartford and asked for a copy of every letter I've written, every email I've sent, every trip I've taken, every phone call I've made in my 18 years of service in the Connecticut General Assembly. The Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee is afraid of me. That's good news for we as Republicans. The reason they're afraid of me is because my life's work for the past 18 years has been serving the people of Northwest Connecticut in the Connecticut General Assembly. And I'm proud of the service that I've given to the people of this corner of Connecticut, and I wish to continue that service in the United States Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, I currently serve as the ranking Senate member in the legislature's Finance Committee. What that means is that for the past 3 years, it's been my job to push back on the largest tax increase in this state's history. A tax increase that couldn't be more poorly timed, and a tax increase which is inhibiting economic recovery in Connecticut. I'm also one of 2 Republicans to serve on the State Bond Commission, which means I've had the opportunity not only to speak against, but also to vote against the busway from New Britain to Hartford, and a lot of other. The reality is that all 5 candidates in this race on our side of the aisle are conservative Republicans, and don't let anyone convince you to the contrary. I grew up in a household where boasting was not encouraged. My parents taught me, as I'm trying to teach our son, that tooting your own horn isn't very becoming. But my political handlers have said, forget about what your parents told you. And if you're running for Congress, there's a few things people want to know about you. So if there's nothing else that you might take away from this event, please do know that in the 18 years I've been serving in Hartford, I've never missed a single vote. I've been present, thank you. I've been present for the people I represent 8,475 consecutive times, including some this week, our latest votes this week. And what I want to do is bring the skills, the relationships, the passion for public service, and the ability to get results to work for you in Washington, D.C. I stand ready to hit the ground running to represent the people of the 5th District. I make no apologies for having served 18 years in the Connecticut legislature. Every single year of my service, I've also held down a full-time job as a practicing lawyer with my father, my brother, and my sister in Torrington, Connecticut, in a family law firm that was started by my great-grandfather in 1883. I'm the 4th generation of my family to practice law in Torrington, and we are still trying to figure out how to make a buck. If anyone has any suggestions, these are tough times for everyone. We do the best we can. Jerry, could people here raise their hands if they're a member of the Minortown Road Firearms Enthusiasts? Is that an organization? It is. Thank you. And you are the ones that are hosting us here today, correct?
Yeah, Minortown Firearms and the Northwest Connecticut Sportsmen's Council were sponsors, along with the assistance of the Woodbury Republican Town Committee, who allowed us to use the facility.
Well, thank you. I just want to, for a minute, tell you a couple of things that are going on in Hartford this week that relate to issues of importance to sportsmen and to firearms enthusiasts. And it's a little dull, but sometimes the work of elected officials is dull, but it matters to people. Last year we passed a law to allow people to use revolvers when they're hunting on private land. We used the term revolver because there was some sensitivity in the House of Representatives that if we use the word pistol, people might not let the bill pass. So, well, it's an interesting institution. I hope that everyone gets to watch CTN from time to time to see us in action. So because we use the word revolver, it's now legal for people to hunt on private land with revolvers, but they're not allowed to use a single-shot pistol. So we're working on a bill, there'll be a public hearing on Wednesday, to allow not just revolvers, but single-shot pistols. Ladies and gentlemen, there are big issues facing the United States of America. And I think we Republican candidates all have a very similar view when it comes to what this country needs to get itself back on track. But what I bring to this race is 18 years of problem solving, of representing you, the issues that matter to you. And that's what I want to bring to bear for you, the United States Congress. Jerry, one more thing. I've taken too much time. I'm the last candidate to have announced my entrance into this race. I did so on October 20th. I'm kind of playing catch-up. But I think Mike is right. The thing that we as Republicans need to focus on is which candidate holds our party's very best hope for winning the election in November. I'm running for Congress because I don't want Chris Donovan to be my congressman. I've worked with Chris Donovan for 18 years. I'll say that right to the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. I don't want Chris Donovan to be my congressman. For 9 consecutive elections, I have been elected to the Connecticut General Assembly, not just with our Republican base, but also with the strong support of unaffiliated voters. As Mike said, 45% of the voters in this district are unaffiliated voters. In 2008, Barack Obama won the 5th district with 57% of the vote. In that very same year, I won re-election to my state Senate seat with 65% of the vote against a very strong Democratic opponent. If we wish to have a Republican member of Congress from Connecticut, the 5th district is our best hope. If we wish to have a Republican member of Congress from the 5th district, I would respectfully submit that I am our party's best hope. I'm going to be working very hard to earn your support, and I'm grateful for this opportunity to speak before you. Thank you for your attention.